Imagine a morning. The sun's rays gently touch your curtains as you wake up, feeling like everything will be just as it always is. But suddenly, you notice that with age, every morning brings something new, and not always something good. Pain, fatigue, difficulty moving. What if I told you that a few simple morning habits could make your mornings much easier and, most importantly, safer? Don't believe me? Stay with us to learn what mistakes you should avoid and how to start the day right. Have you ever woken up to the sound of an alarm and immediately jumped out of bed as if you had to rush somewhere? Perhaps you think this is a perfectly normal way to start the morning. But what if I told you that this habit could be dangerous, especially for people over 60? Doctors claim that getting up suddenly can lead to dizziness, falls, and problems with the heart and blood pressure. Our blood vessels lose their elasticity with age, and a sudden change in body position can cause a dangerous spike in blood pressure, which in turn can lead to a heart attack or stroke. This is especially relevant for those suffering from hypertension or other cardiovascular diseases. Scientists say that with age, our bodies become less resilient to such sudden movements. But why is this particularly important for older adults? The thing is, with age, the blood flow to the brain decreases, meaning if we rise suddenly from bed, the brain might not react properly, and we experience dizziness. This can end in a fall, especially in the morning when we're tired and weak. So how can we avoid these unpleasant situations? Let's break it down. Doctors recommend starting the morning gradually, without rushing. After waking up, don't get up immediately. Take a few minutes to simply lie down, take deep breaths, and relax. Then, slowly turn your body to the side and lower your legs to the floor, sitting for a moment at the edge of the bed. Give your body time to adjust. It's important not to stand up straight away. This can be too much of a strain for your body. Start by simply sitting, and then slowly stand up, keeping your balance. This will help you avoid dizziness and serious consequences. There are several simple techniques that can help make your morning start safe and comfortable. For example, try taking a few deep breaths immediately after waking up. This will help your body relax and prepare for activity. Another method is to gently stretch your legs and arms, not in a hurry. This not only helps you wake up, but also improves blood circulation, preparing your body for the day ahead. A calm awakening is not just a healthy habit, it's the key to a long and active life. Don't forget that even a few minutes spent on relaxation and preparing your body can save you from serious consequences. After all, even if sudden movements seem harmless at first glance, they can lead to real problems, such as exacerbating cardiovascular diseases and developing chronic conditions related to poor blood circulation. If you suffer from hypertension or other conditions, doctors may suggest special medications or methods to help maintain normal blood pressure and avoid sudden spikes. There are also physiotherapeutic methods that can help improve balance and coordination, significantly reducing the risk of falls. However, the key factor in preventing health problems is the proper morning awakening. Doctors are confident that this simple action can significantly reduce risks for older adults. If you've already experienced dizziness or other symptoms when getting up, it's important to consult a doctor. The doctor may recommend special exercises to train your vestibular system, which will help you better control your body during sudden movements. This will help you feel more confident and safer as you begin a new day. Have you ever thought that your morning coffee might not be as harmless as it seems? We'll discuss this in the next chapter. Who among us doesn't start the morning with a cup of aromatic coffee? For most of us, it's not just a habit, but a true ritual. Coffee is an energy boost that helps us wake up and start the day. However, as we age, this beloved drink may have a completely different effect. But why do many older adults start to feel worse after a cup of coffee? What happens to our bodies when we drink coffee in the morning, and why can it be dangerous for our health? The secret is that coffee contains caffeine, a powerful stimulant that increases adrenaline levels and accelerates the heart rate. In youth, we don't notice its effects, but as we age, the body's sensitivity to caffeine increases. This can cause rapid heartbeats, elevated blood pressure, and in some cases even anxiety and insomnia. As we age, the heart and blood vessels become less elastic, and even small loads can have a stronger impact. Caffeine constricts blood vessels, leading to increased pressure and added stress on the heart. Doctors warn that regular coffee consumption can lead to chronic high blood pressure in older adults. This doesn't mean you need to completely give up coffee, but it's important to understand how coffee affects your health and how to minimize risks. If you already have heart issues or high blood pressure, coffee can become an additional factor worsening your condition. But is there an alternative to coffee that won't have the same impact on your body? We'll talk about this next. For diabetics, morning coffee can have an even more serious effect. Caffeine can disrupt insulin balance in the body, causing blood sugar spikes. This is particularly important for older individuals who already have metabolic issues. Instead of loading up on caffeine, diabetics should consider replacing coffee with beverages that are more beneficial for maintaining normal blood sugar levels. Doctors recommend reducing coffee consumption and paying attention to how it affects your condition throughout the day. But what can you drink in the morning to energize your body without harming it? It turns out there are plenty of healthy coffee alternatives. For example, herbal teas, like chamomile or peppermint tea, have a calming effect, help reduce stress and improve sleep. Ginger tea is an excellent metabolism booster, while green tea contains antioxidants that positively affect the blood vessels and heart. Additionally, scientific studies show that lemon water is an excellent way to kickstart metabolism and energize the body. It's not only good for the skin, but also helps detoxify the body, increasing your alertness without compromising your health. Few people know this, but coffee can also negatively affect bones. Some studies show that coffee can decrease bone density. This is especially dangerous for older adults who already experience bone problems, such as osteoporosis. Drinking coffee in moderation is not a problem, but if you consume it regularly, it's worth considering its impact on bone health. To counteract this effect, a doctor might recommend calcium and vitamin D supplements to maintain bone strength. It's also important to focus on physical exercises that strengthen bone tissue. What is the safe coffee dosage for individuals over 60? Doctors recommend limiting coffee intake to 1 to 2 cups per day. This is the optimal amount that doesn't cause serious issues with the heart, blood pressure, or metabolism. If you drink more, it can become a problem, especially if you already have chronic conditions. However, it's important to remember that every body is unique. What works for one person may not be suitable for another. Pay attention to how you feel and make decisions based on your own experience. To summarize, coffee is not just a drink that boosts energy. For older adults, it can be both a friend and an enemy. It's important to make informed choices when selecting beverages based on your health. If you notice that coffee causes issues with your blood pressure, heart, or metabolism, try reducing the amount or replacing it with healthier drinks. But what can we do to maintain good health for many years and avoid these common mistakes? We'll discuss this in the next chapter. As we get older, our bodies change. Muscles become less elastic, joints lose their mobility, and cartilage becomes more vulnerable to damage. This is where stretching becomes a crucial part of the morning routine. Many older adults think that stretching is for the young, that it's too hard or unnecessary. But did you know that skipping morning stretching can have serious consequences? With age, if we don't pay attention to body flexibility, joint and muscle problems become more noticeable. Stretching helps maintain normal joint mobility, improves blood circulation, and supports the proper functioning of internal organs. It also reduces the risk of sprains and injuries, improves posture, and alleviates back pain. When we don't stretch our muscles and don't allow them to work fully, slow changes occur in our bodies. For example, tissues become less flexible, leading to restricted movement and joint pain. Statistics show that 80% of older adults experience back pain, and many of them don't realize that regular stretching could significantly improve their condition. Furthermore, limited joint movements due to a lack of stretching increase the risk of developing osteoarthritis, a condition that involves the breakdown of joint cartilage. Stretching helps slow down this process by improving metabolism in the joints and stimulating the production of synovial fluid, which is necessary for their proper function. Have you ever wondered when it's best to start stretching? Many people believe it should only be done after the muscles are warmed up. However, for older adults, it's important to start stretching first thing in the morning to prevent blood stagnation in the body and activate metabolism. Starting with just 5 to 10 minutes to stretch the key muscle groups is enough. Don't rush into complex poses and exercises. Simple movements like bending, stretching your arms and legs, and rotating your head and shoulders will help you feel better in the morning. One of the main benefits of stretching is improved circulation. This is especially important for older adults, as circulation becomes less effective with age, leading to swelling, fatigue, and cardiovascular problems. A simple morning stretching routine helps accelerate blood circulation, improves heart function, and reduces stress levels. Morning stretches activate venous blood flow, preventing blood stagnation in the lower limbs and decreasing the likelihood of thrombosis and varicose veins. You've probably noticed how much easier it is to breathe and how your well-being improves after a short stretch. This isn't a coincidence. Stretching helps reduce tension in the body, relax muscles, and relieve stress. For older adults, this is particularly important as age increases susceptibility to depression and anxiety disorders. Stretching stimulates the production of endorphins, the happiness hormones that boost your mood and energize you for the day. Moreover, stretching improves posture, which enhances self-perception and boosts confidence. When we feel more flexible and active, our emotional state improves as well. The purpose of stretching is not only to relax the muscles, but also to increase their length, making movements lighter and more fluid. But which exercises are most effective for older adults? Doctors recommend starting with simple, accessible exercises that can be done at home without taking up too much time. Neck tilts. Slowly tilt your head to the left, right, forward, and backward. This improves neck flexibility. Circular shoulder movements. These exercises help improve shoulder joint mobility and relieve tension. Leg stretches. Sitting in a chair, extend one leg and try to reach your toes. This helps stretch the back of the thigh. Body twists. Sitting in a chair, slowly twist to the left and right, holding the position for a few seconds. This exercise helps improve spinal flexibility. It's very important to stretch properly. Often, older adults make mistakes, such as making movements too abruptly or trying to stretch to the maximum. This can lead to injuries and strains. Remember, stretching should not be painful. If you feel pain, you're doing something wrong. Additionally, avoid excessive strain. Start with easy exercises and gradually increase the intensity as your body adapts. Don't forget about your breathing. It should be calm and steady. If you stretch regularly, you'll notice significant improvements after a few weeks. Less back and joint pain, a feeling of increased flexibility, activity, and vitality. Your body will begin to respond more easily to physical exertion, and your overall well-being will improve. Many older adults who've incorporated stretching into their morning routine report feeling better and more youthful. Regular stretching is not just a way to maintain flexibility, but also a chance to regain activity and health. Think about how your condition could improve if you started your morning with these simple exercises. What other beneficial practices can you add to your morning routine? Find out in the next chapter. Every day, our bodies send us signals that help maintain our health and prevent serious diseases. But what happens when we start ignoring these signals? For example, you feel a slight pain in your knee, fatigue in your body, or mild dizziness. We often regard these symptoms as temporary discomforts, assuming they are just a consequence of aging. However, ignoring such minor signals can lead to serious consequences. Doctors claim that many chronic diseases start with small symptoms that we can easily ignore, and often, the longer we ignore them, the more complex and costly the consequences become. That's why it's important to learn to notice and respond to these signals in a timely manner. A crucial point is knowing which signals are genuinely alarming and could indicate serious problems. So, what should you pay attention to? Unusual fatigue. If you feel tired that doesn't go away even after full rest, this could be a sign of anemia, heart problems, or thyroid issues. Chest pain. Even if the chest pain is not sharp but dull or aching, it could be a signal of heart problems. Ignoring such pain is extremely dangerous. Unusual dizziness. Sometimes light dizziness could be something insignificant, but if it happens frequently, it may be related to circulation problems or other conditions. Swollen legs. Persistent swelling in the legs may indicate issues with the cardiovascular system or kidneys. Each of these symptoms is a signal that your body is sending you. If you ignore them, the consequences could be severe. Why do older people often fail to notice or ignore these signals? The reasons can vary. The habit of ignoring symptoms. As people age, many get used to mild pains and discomfort, accepting them as inevitable parts of aging. Fear of diagnoses. Some older adults avoid seeing a doctor because they fear hearing bad news about their health. This leads to postponing medical visits until the last moment. Lack of information. In some cases, people don't know that such symptoms could indicate serious problems. A lack of knowledge about symptoms can lead to not realizing the importance of seeking medical help. Ignoring body signals is not always a conscious choice. It can be the result of psychological barriers or lack of health knowledge. But it's important to remember that your body is signaling problems, and ignoring these signals is not an option. Ignoring body signals can lead to a disease progressing unnoticed. One example is hypertension, which does not show obvious symptoms in the early stages. If a person ignores minor headaches or mild dizziness, they may not realize how the condition progresses and when it turns into a serious threat. Another example is osteoporosis, where pain in bones and joints becomes more frequent, but we don't pay attention to it, thinking it's just age-related changes. Eventually, this can lead to fractures and other complicated consequences. If you continue to ignore body signals, your body may compensate for the issues, and you won't notice how the condition worsens. But the later you seek help, the harder it will be to deal with the disease. Learning to listen to your body's signals is key to good health and a long life. Here are a few simple tips. Pay attention to changes in your body. Even if the symptoms seem insignificant, it's better to consult a doctor. Keep a wellness journal. Write down how you feel throughout the day. This will help you track changes in your health and identify problems in time. Regularly undergo medical checkups. Don't wait for symptoms to become pronounced. Regular checks can help detect diseases at early stages. Don't ignore even mild pain. Painful sensations, even if they aren't intense, may signal problems that require attention. The more attention we pay to our bodies, the easier it will be to prevent diseases and maintain health in the long term. When you notice the first signs of illness in time, you can significantly reduce health risks. A doctor might suggest preventive treatments or recommend further tests to prevent serious diseases from developing. For example, regular blood sugar checks can help diagnose diabetes early and prevent its complications. Blood tests can detect signs of inflammation or vitamin deficiencies, allowing you to begin treatment before the disease becomes a serious threat. The importance of prevention cannot be overstated. Not only does it help you maintain good health, but it also significantly improves the quality of life. Sometimes, to understand the importance of paying attention to your body, it's helpful to hear the stories of others. For instance, one elderly woman ignored leg pains for a long time, thinking they were just a consequence of aging. She refused treatment until it turned out that she had developed osteoarthritis. The treatment she could have started early now required long and costly procedures. Another example is a man who ignored headaches and fatigue until he learned that he had developed a hypertensive crisis. Had he seen a doctor earlier, he could have avoided serious complications. These stories remind us of the importance of seeking medical help in a timely manner. Ignoring body signals can lead to serious consequences that could have been prevented. So, the morning is not just the start of the day, but also a moment when you can take care of your health and mood. If you want to feel energized, full of vitality, and pain-free, start by avoiding these morning mistakes. But most importantly, don't forget to listen to your body and watch for its signals. A proper start to the day is the path to a long and active life. Question for the viewers: what healthy morning habits have become part of your day? Share in the comments, and if you've learned something new, be sure to share this video with your friends.